All right, pre-AP, you have the privilege of getting to do 5.9, so we're going to write polynomial functions and models. So write a cubic function whose graph is shown. So how you will do that is we're going to start with factored form. So step number 1 is locate your x-intercepts. So my x-intercepts on this graph are at -4, 3, and 1. So those are my x-intercepts. If I were to write in, so I have -4, 3, and 1. Second step is I want to now write in factored form. And if I just said leave it in factored form, your life would be pretty easy. It wouldn't be too bad. It's only whenever I say put it in standard that you will hate me. So factored form looks like this. F of x equals a. I'm going to put an a here because I'm going to solve for that. I don't know what my a value is. X plus 4. Notice I'm switching the sign. X minus 3. X minus 1. So notice I switch the signs because whenever I set them equal to 0, they become the opposite. Okay, next step, I'm going to solve for a using the other point that they give you, which is 0, -6. I'm going to plug that in for x and y. So I'm going to solve for a using this ordered pair x and y. So -6 equals, I leave a, x is my 0, so 0 plus 4, 0 minus 3, 0 minus 1. -6 equals a, 4 times -3 times -1. So -6 equals, so 4 times -3 times -1 is 4 times +3, 12a. Divide each side by 12. So a equals -1/2. Then I rewrite it as f of x equals -1/2 x plus 4, x minus 3, x minus 1. And this would be my pretty answer if I said write it in factored form, which sometimes I will, but sometimes I'm evil and I say put it in standard form, so standard, which would mean that I need to multiply everything out. So I'm going to start with these two because when you're multiplying 3 binomials together, you start with the first two. So I'm going to rewrite this -1/2 x squared minus 3x plus 4x minus 12 and x minus 1. Simplify, -1/2 x squared plus x minus 12 x minus 1. Then I multiply again, so distribute. So I'm going to come up here, -1/2 x cubed minus x squared plus x squared minus x minus 12x plus 12. Then I combine, so the x squareds cancel, x cubed minus 13x plus 12. Don't forget the -1/2 out front. Don't know why I have these dots here. I'm going to erase those. Then I distribute the -1/2 and I get -1/2 x cubed plus 13/2x minus 12/2, so -6. This would be in standard form. So this is standard form. smiley face. This is standard form right here. So you could have two different answers. It just depends on what I'm asking you to do. I know we would all probably prefer factored form. All right, so same kind of process. I'm going to write my zeros. So my zeros are at -1, 2, and 3. So x equals -1, 2, and 3. So I'm going to write this in factored form, which would be a, x plus 1, x minus 2, x minus 3. Now I'm going to use the ordered pair that they give me, which is 0, 3, as xy. So I'm going to use 0, 3 to solve for a. So 3 equals a, 0 plus 1, 0 minus 2, 0 minus 3. 3 equals a, 1, -2, -3. 3 equals 6a. So a equals 1/2. So f of x equals 1/2 x plus 1, x minus 2, x minus 3. Then I'm going to, that would be the answer if I were asking for factored form, but we're going to actually solve it out just to get some extra practice. So 1/2 x squared minus 2x plus x minus 2. 1/2 x squared minus x minus 2, x minus 3. I'm going to distribute again. X cubed minus 3x squared minus x squared plus 3x minus 2x plus 6. X cubed minus 4x squared plus x plus 6. Then lastly, distribute the 1/2. So my final answer would be f of x equals 1/2 x cubed minus 2x squared plus 1/2 x plus 3. And I got that by distributing the 1/2. This right here would be in standard form. All right, same kind of thing, but they don't give you a graph. So now I have to decide which one of these are my x-intercepts and which one of these are my points. The x-intercepts are the things that have 0 as your y. And then, so my x-intercepts would be -2, -1, and 2. All of these are my, so x equals -2, -1, and 2. If I were to write this in factored form, I would have f of x equals a, x plus 2, x plus 1, x minus 2. Then I'm going to use the ordered pair 0, -8, and that will be my x and y. So I'm going to use 0, -8. So -8 equals a, 0 plus 2, 0 plus 1, 0 minus 2. -8 equals a, 2, 1, -2. -8 equals -4a, a equals 2. So my factored form would be f of x equals 2, x plus 2, x plus 1, x minus 2. Now I'm going to factor this out. I probably should have gone up here. I'm going to go up here. And I'm going to factor this, or sorry, FOIL. So 2x squared plus 2x plus x, so plus 3x plus 2, x minus 2. I just did this in one step, so you could do it in two. I'm just trying to make it a little bit faster. So 2, then I distribute x cubed minus 2x squared plus 3x squared minus 6x plus 2x minus 4. 2x cubed plus x squared minus 4x minus 4. Distribute 2x cubed plus 2x squared minus 8x minus 8. So this would be my answer in standard form. This would be my answer in factored form. So factor standard. Okay, last example, same kind of thing. So my x-intercepts are -5, 0, and 6. And this 1, -12 is going to be my point. So I have x equals -5, 0, and 6. So if I were to write this in factored form, we have a, x minus 0, x plus 5, x minus 6. This x minus 0 just turns into an x. So f of x equals a, x plus 5, x minus 6. So then I'm going to use the ordered pair that they give me, which is 1, -12. So -12 equals a, 1, 1 plus 5, 1 minus 6. -12 equals a times 1 times 6 times -5. -12 equals -30a. Then I divide and I end up getting a equals 2/5. And so my answer in factored form would be f of x equals 2/5 x, x plus 5, x minus 6. So that would be factored form. If I want to actually FOIL this out and get standard form, I'm going to leave the 2/5. So 2/5. I'm going to distribute the x to be x squared plus 5x, x minus 6. So I just distributed this x, this x right here. And so then I'm going to multiply again. So 2/5 x cubed minus 6x squared plus 5x squared minus 30x. Then I distribute the 2/5. So 2/5 x cubed minus 12/5x squared plus 2x squared minus 12x. So f of x equals. And this would be in standard form, this would be in factored form.